One of the biggest mistakes the family members do when they have an alcoholic in their family is their own codependency. Not really understanding what's going on and really trying to support that loved one in the best way they know, but they don't really understand and they're not helping. They're actually hurting themselves and they're hurting the alcoholic. There's 5 really major ways. One of the first ones is actually purchasing alcohol for the alcoholic, really just to keep the peace, because you don't want to deal with the anger that the alcoholic might display, or the gaslighting, like, why can't I have a drink? I haven't caused any problems. You're the problem. If you got a problem with my drinking, then maybe you need to deal with it. It's not my problem. So they become codependent, and maybe they purchase alcohol just to have a peaceful evening or a peaceful time. And unfortunately, that's really a disaster for everybody involved, both the alcoholic and certainly the family. Now, first off, you have to realize that every relationship, there's a codependency, even in the healthiest relationships. It's important to support each other. And certainly in a spousal relationship or children or parents, it's always important to be in that person's corner. The only problem is a lot of families are woefully ignorant or they're inexperienced when dealing with an alcoholic. And it's kind of a different issue. You can support that person. You think you're supporting that person, and what you're really doing is you're causing more harm. You're actually really teetering on enabling that person, or you're just outright enabling that person, even though you think you're helping them. And codependency really stems from a sense of loyalty, and it's important. Every healthy relationship, there has to be loyalty, obviously, but you can drive loyalty, past a healthy position. If you're going to social events and you have to make excuses because they're not attending, they're too drunk, maybe they were in jail, maybe something happened, or they're too inebriated to show up with you, and you end up going by yourself, but you're always covering that for that person. They're unable to go to work, and you have to call up and cover for them. You're making concessions in your own life to save them. And to some extent, that's okay for a period of time, but if it's a regular habit, this is something that you have to look at. And another really harmful way for family members to, as far as codependency, is absorbing their drama and their toxicity. Maybe they've gotten arrested, maybe they got in a bar fight, maybe they had a health issue, they fell drunk on the floor, they hurt themselves, you got to call 911. If you're used to having police and first responders at your house, and you have to absorb that as a family member, even if it has nothing to do with you, there's a point where you have to have the conversation saying, I don't want this in my life anymore. There's a degree of codependency and enabling, and then you have to make boundaries for yourself and for other family members. Recognizing that is the first step to helping yourself as a family member, and certainly helping the alcoholic. On that same note, there's a slim line between being in a healthy codependent relationship and then just being in outright denial. Denial that the person has a problem, denial that all the things that have taken place, all the daily drinking and the trauma and the toxicity, like there's no problem. When in fact you have to recognize that there is. Now, if you need help with these types of things, please click the link above, schedule a breakthrough call. I've helped a lot of alcoholics, and just as importantly, I've helped their families, because it's important for sustainable sobriety to have a network of support once the person does get sober. Please like, share, and comment. We also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism, which is becoming a very good support group unto its own. And again, thanks for listening.